Have you ever heard of an elevator pitch? Well, if you haven't, essentially the concept and the idea comes from the fact if you were in an elevator with somebody and you had a minute or 30 seconds to tell them what you do or what you're trying to sell them, that is, you have to get it done quickly and concisely so they understand it and they are interested, right? You're selling yourself really quickly, essentially, concisely and cleanly. That being said, I think that we as musicians should get better at the elevator pitch of our music. And what I mean by that is there are so many things out there that, like, we have links, we have Spotify, we have Instagram, we have TikTok, we have music videos, we have all these different things. We have merch, we have ticket sales. If you have all these different links and all these different places that you want people to check out, what are you doing to put them all in one place? And that is where Distrokid's HyperFollow comes. It is a great opportunity, and it takes those, like, there's a lot of options out there. There's a lot of websites and stuff out there that like what are they called? I'm forgetting what they're called, but where you have the multiple links in one. But one thing that I was checking this out today, and one thing that there's a couple things that stand out and make it different, and particularly nice for musicians. So, and this a huge one that I think is a game changer that I don't think is included in a lot of them. We're gonna get into it right now. So let me show you where to go. You go to your Distrokid regular login. It's under this menu item. There's a whole bunch of things in here. In fact, I just filmed a video on the one under Get Heard Now, the playlister. If you haven't seen that, first of all, go check out the playlister. If you haven't seen the video, also go check out the video. There's a whole bunch of things that I want to be talking about in here. But this one today is called HyperFollow. It's in here. You can also just Google HyperFollow about Distrokid and it'll come up. And it's a landing page to grow your fan base. So what you do is... Oh, what's actually cool, and I didn't even realize this. So I just Googled HyperFollow when I was testing it out before, and it brought me to the HyperFollow page. And but if you click this is actually cool. You have a link to all your songs, and I guess you can edit each of these things, which is actually really cool. Wow, that is incredible. I did not realize this. Every time you release a song, Distrokid creates a link to that song for you. You can copy it. And because how often do you not know if somebody wants to hear your song? Do they listen on Spotify? Do they listen on YouTube? Do they listen on what's it called? Apple Music. Where are they listening? And what if you send them an Apple Music link because that's what you use, and they listen on Spotify? Like, nobody really wants to feel inconvenienced to the fact of, like, going against searching it. So you just copy this URL, which this URL brings them to all of them. Geez, they can even preview the song right here. And I didn't know that they did this. This is crazy. This is really cool. All the different areas. It has a logo right here. It has a logo in the background. Let's just look at a different one. I did not know that they did this. This is pretty incredible. So that's one thing right there. But now we're going to go to the new page right here. You're going to type in, you're going to look for a username. I'll just use, like, for example, my name, Jacob Restituto. It's available. Hypothetically, if it wasn't, you could just add like music or something like that, or Jacob Restituto, maybe like an underscore landing page or something like that, or a website, whatever the case may be. Now, I'm not going to walk through all these different things for you because I think that it's pretty self-explanatory, but we're going to go through a couple of them. Obviously, you can upload an image. We can upload my logo. Boom, right there. I'm going to say musician. Musician. I'm going to say Northport, New York. Let's see. If you have a slogan for a living, I make music, whatever. Or you could put like a phone number, like if you had a phone number, like a texting where people could text you, like I used to have, that'd be cool in there. Now this is what's really cool is you can link to anything. You could do your website, you could do merch, you could do tickets, you could do whatever you want linked in here, which I think is pretty impressive. And then obviously put the URL, and then you can change the logo. So for example, you had merch, you had the website, we had blah, 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 all these different things. You could change the image that people see when they go. Now, what's even cooler is you can create new sections. So section 2, right? In this section, like, you can add all these links to these sections, which is cool because then you can have a ticket sales section. You could have, for example, like maybe like information, FAQs on the ticket sales, where to buy the tickets. If you have like package deals with the tickets, if you have, all these different things. Maybe you have a music video section where there's a bunch of different music videos. Maybe you have some important links like your website, or if you have a large following, maybe like an what's it called, an EPK, electronic press kit, where like maybe like your deck, essentially, where like what it costs to work with you and your recent stats on how your channel is doing. You can have all these different sections, which I think is pretty incredible. Obviously, social media is self-explanatory. You put all your links to your social media accounts right there. Here's what's cool is you can add an embedded YouTube video. It'll show up right on the screen right there. You can do your most recent music video. You can do whatever you want. Now, what I think is a cool idea, it'll show up at the bottom of your thing, like in order, right? What if you did an unlisted video on YouTube saying, hey, like specific to this link? Hey, thanks so much for checking out this link. My name's Jacob Restituto. I'm a musician. I really appreciate it. As a solo artist, it's always been hard to promote myself. So I really appreciate the fact that you're taking it, right? Maybe what if you did like something like that and made the person that clicked that link get to know you, get to see you, right? Get to understand who you are as a person, your personality, and like feel special for actually clicking the link. That's a cool idea. Audio player, you can put a new song in there, but this is the biggest selling point. Now, keep in mind, this is all free included with Distrokid, but this I think is the biggest selling point that I think is different than a lot of other places. They might offer, I don't, but to be honest with you, I'm not sure, or they might offer in their paid versions like these other places, but ad tracking pixel. If you don't know what a pixel is, go watch some YouTube videos on it, but essentially what it is, Google and Facebook have these things where if you can create a pixel and essentially anybody that clicks a link, typically on your website, it follows all the information that they do. Have you ever gotten an email from somebody that like, or a website that says, hey, you left things in your cart, or hey, we saw that you were searching up this type of item? That's from these pixels, a Google pixel or a Metal pixel. It's watching everything you're doing on that website, and then you can retarget based on what they did. So like you can have an automatic email sent out based on what they're doing, what you saw, what you clicked on. If you have things in your cart, hey, you forgot something in your cart. But now you can remarket people with your music based on what they're doing and how they're interacting with this site. And I think that is crazy. Like that's so next level marketing. Like it's just that is so such a crazy distinction. But it's something that I would like to be setting up. I haven't set up yet, and it's totally like this HyperFollow, because I want to use this tracking pixel. You could do anything. You could like market your shows to certain areas and locations. If you're going on tour, like to hey Colorado, I'm coming. Hey New York, I'm coming. Right, and what's it like specific locations. Incredible. I think that's incredibly like now. And then to take this a step further, there's a bunch of websites you can create free QR codes. So copy the link to your HyperFollow, put it on a QR code, and now it's even, when people scan that QR code, boom. It's an incredible option out there that if you are not utilizing, if you're not using, you're totally missing out on. And again, make it unique, make it true to you, and customize it to make it that it's not just another link, but yours. And I really like the idea of maybe making something special, like, hey, the intro video, hey, my name is Jacob. I appreciate you listening to my music. Thank you so much, right? So something like that. But if you haven't signed up for Distrokid, this is just one of the services they offer. Obviously, they're a music distribution service, but they also offer things like mastering and like AI mastering. There's so many different things, like the playlist thing. You get to keep 100% of your music royalties. You can release as much music as you want. There's a link down below if you want to save money on your first year subscription. Definitely consider checking it out. I'll see you in the next video. God bless and peace out.